The Banshees of Inisherin was written and directed by Martin McDonagh, the writer and director of 3 incredible movies that I own, every single one of them. In Bruges is excellent. You have 7 Psychopaths as well, which is a hidden gem, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, which gave Frances McDormand her first Oscar. Amazingly, she's a legend. And this one stars Colin, Farrell, and Brendan Gleeson. I heard all the buzz about the Banshees of Inisherin coming out of TIFF and all these big film festivals from a bunch of my other great friends here on the medium, and I finally had a chance to check this one out last night. On a remote island off the coast of Ireland, we follow Colin Farrell as he is devastated when his buddy, played by Brendan Gleeson, suddenly puts an end to their lifelong friendship. And with the help from his sister and a troubled young islander, Colin Farrell's character sets out to repair the damaged relationship by any means necessary. But as his buddy's resolve only strengthens, he soon delivers an ultimatum that leads to shocking consequences. And I dare not get into what this ultimatum entails. This is a spoiler-free review, of course. But let's just say with Martin McDonagh's name on it, it's gonna be pretty damn shocking. And my jaw was on the floor when I saw what this ultimatum actually was, and seeing it play out on the big screen, it was just, I mean, I've had about 12 hours to process this movie by this point. Wait, 12? 13 hours. Thank you, Daylight Savings Time. You're confusing me already. But regardless, I've had a bit of time to process this movie since the credits started rolling. And I think this is one of the best movies of the year. I think Martin McDonagh has done it again. You can call it an Oscar bait movie if you want to, but just look at this filmmaking. Just look at the symbolism that he's using throughout this film. The opening and the closing shot set up such a dark contrast on this island. The opening shot sets up what you think the island is gonna be like, nice peaceful tranquility, and the closing shot shows you pretty much the exact antithesis of it and what it actually is. And I think it's absolutely brilliant what McDonagh does with this direction. I noticed that he really loved playing with windows this time around, and it's just stunning cinematography all the way around. The musical score is also wonderful. It's not too overbearing, it doesn't really put too much of a dark cloud over the action, which, trust me, the action puts enough of a dark cloud on this island as it is. But it's this writing and these characters that really put this movie over the top for me. Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson both are Oscar-worthy. I think at least one, if not both of them, are going to be recognized by the Academy once all is said and done. Colin Farrell's putting in some of the best work of his entire career. Brendan Gleeson has been phenomenal for a long, long time. It may finally be time to give the man some recognition. I would not be surprised in the slightest to see supporting actor noms for both of these guys, because the way they're playing off of each other, the way Colin Farrell's character goes through this whole arc, and just how he ends up, and just the sheer abruptness of Brendan Gleeson, and just the sheer meanness of him, it'll make people a little bit confused at first. It'll make people think, why the heck does Colin Farrell keep going back to this guy? But you know, I don't want to get too deep into my big analysis on the Banshees of Inisherin just yet, because I think that may get too deep into spoilers about some of these characters. But honestly, this is what a lot of people go through in real life. And it's unfortunate, but a lot of the times, you can't really explain what Brendan Gleeson's character is going through. And I think the Banshees of Inisherin captures that beautifully. It captures the essence of this really isolated small town wonderfully. There's characters like the sister, played by Kerry, Condon, who was wonderful in the movie as well. But she pretty much is the voice of reason here. She pretty much sees the writing on the wall, and none of these other characters really seem to get that. And you have a young Barry Keoghan in here who's really good as well. He's the guy who basically is telling Colin Farrell, look, you're turning into something you don't want to be. And I apologize if I'm sounding vague about this, because I want you guys to check this out for yourself and analyze it for yourself. Get your own opinion on it. But it's some riveting character work. Brilliant subtext in this screenplay. The actors, I'm sure, were dying to work on this. And it would not surprise me to see this get all the nods at the Academy Awards and the Golden Globe Awards, whichever awards you want to talk about here. Because Martin McDonagh really has struck gold once again. He is 4 for 4. I cannot wait to see what else this guy does. Now, like I said, a lot of people may see this on the surface level and think this is just Oscar bait. And my only real issue with the Banshees of Inisherin is that there are a couple of characters who I feel like if you took them out of the narrative, wouldn't have really changed all that much. And as is the case with every other Martin McDonagh feature so far, it takes a bit to get into. There's a couple of little lull periods before the movie really kicks into another gear. But once it does kick into another gear, my jaw was on the floor. If this movie is playing in a theater near you, I highly recommend it. The Banshees of Inisherin is not to be missed. It's one of the strongest movies of 2022. I'm gonna give the Banshees of Inisherin an A. And I had to think long and hard about that grade, too. Because on first viewing, yeah, there were a couple of lull points in there that I was like, okay, is the movie going to start to get interesting here? And I feel like this is a movie that will improve on repeat viewings as well. Because I know what happens now. I know what these characters are going to go through, and I can't wait to dig deeper into this film with repeat viewings. Let me know what you thought of the Banshees of Inisherin down in the comments section below. What is your favorite Martin McDonagh feature up to this point? Guys, it's clear that I love making these videos. I love starting the discussion with each and every single one of you. Getting to interact with you guys makes things all the more fun for me. And hey, if you're a new viewer who wants to continue discussing all new things movies, do consider becoming a subscriber. It's completely free. You can also hit that notification bell on your way out. Do me a favor and hit that thumbs up while you're at it. That would be a tremendous help to the channel as well. Guys, y'all are the best. Thank you so much for tuning in to yet another movie review. Look forward to more reviews very soon, like for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and The Fabelmans. Yeah, The Fabelmans. Oscar season is in full swing for sure. It's gonna be a lot of fun this final stretch of 2022. Thank you so much again for your continuous support, my friends. And with all that being said, back talk, commence!